Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Guapish Rule 34. We are doing a fabulous amount of things today, starting off with a tournament, and then, of course, we're going into our 6-month re-rankings with the Guapish at the Movie segment. Let's, of course, talk about our contestants for this tournament here. I don't know why the fuck I'm calling them contestants. They're just people voting on who's going to win. Starting off with Dylan, what's your favorite poster that you submitted?
Oh, man, you're going to make me choose right now? I thought the tournament had to end for that, but I love Godzilla.
Okay, next up we've got Tanner. What's your favorite poster?
Fucking let me look at the ones I sent in.
How about you, Nico, you son of a bitch?
Yeah, so for me, unfortunately, Jackson, I am going to need to hijack this segment, much like I did last week. You see, I realized that I made a dire mistake when issuing the challenge to our audience about the Erotica X Furry contest. Unfortunately, I didn't say where you should submit any of that shit to. So go ahead and send all that over to lavaskin_trade, and then we'll be able to really look over your submissions there.
Appreciate it. Anyway, what's that favorite poster?
Old Boy, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, Tanner, how about you?
Old Boy is a terrible choice. What the fuck is this guy talking about? I'm gonna go with fucking The Day After Tomorrow.
Whoa.
Also a terrible choice.
Oh.
How about you, Tanichi?
Dude, I like Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit? Awesome. Well, my favorite poster that I picked is, I forgot all the ones I picked, so I'm copying out. I don't have to submit one.
Cringe.
Alright, so I made a custom website for this tournament. Didn't need to do this, but I did because I was bored, I guess. We all submitted 7 posters. There were some duplicates, of course. We ended up with a total of 32 posters. We're going to be doing this tournament style, just a single elimination weighted style. And let's get fucking started with an absolute banger here. We've got Godzilla versus Cloverfield. I'm definitely on Camp Godzilla here myself.
Oh, hell yeah,
I think
brother.
the Godzilla poster looks much cooler than the Cloverfield one here.
I couldn't not vote Godzilla after what I just said.
True. It'd be kind of weird if you didn't.
Exactly.
I will say, one thing I didn't notice about the Cloverfield poster previously, though, it looks like there's like a fucking path through the water where you can see like where the monster was like going through.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Cloverfield was one of my picks. Unfortunately, while I do think it is a very good poster, the Godzilla one is just kind of sick as fuck, so I'd probably vote for it as well. One thing I think would improve the Godzilla poster, however, I don't like the helicopter. I think they should take the helicopter out.
I agree, too. It doesn't really fit there.
Yeah.
I like
Also,
Cloverfield poster.
Yeah. I guess one other thing I can say, this is the meta thing about the tournament. We only had 2 movie posters that were overlapping with other people's picks. The whole reason I said to give 7 posters is because I assume we're going to have a lot of overlap, but no, we had the opposite of that, so we have a million fucking posters we're ranking.
That's a good thing?
I guess so. We're going to have quite the long topic here, assuming it happens. All right, we've got The Room and I Am Legend.
I Am Legend, hands down.
I don't think either of these are particularly good posters at all.
Yeah,
I don't know,
these are really awful, but I like The Room so much more.
I definitely prefer I Am Legend on this one, but I don't particularly like either.
Dude, I'm gonna go with The Room, though.
Yeah, I kind of prefer The Room as well.
No
What?
way.
There's no way. You guys are sons of bitches.
2 disaster movies, World War Z and The Day After Tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm partial to World War Z myself. I think that one's a cool poster.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go World War Z as well, unfortunately.
Me too.
Well, there we
World
go.
War Z as well.
Fuck your
Easy
votes.
dub.
It does make it easy now that we have 5 people. We don't have to do some fucking bullshit to determine who wins.
Yeah.
Like the last one. All right, Logan and Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I don't know. Die Hard's a little busy, and I don't like how everything meshes together on it. I actually kind of like Logan's a little more, to be honest.
I think Logan's a lot more clean. Die Hard, they're definitely going for something. It kind of looks like a really amateurish poster, to be honest.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they're going for with that one, I don't like it. Like, what the fuck is going on with, like, the city on the left there? It looks so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't particularly like the Logan poster, I'm gonna be honest. Tanner kind of ruined it with saying the fucking girl's got really long fingers.
She does.
But, she's got some fucking, like, she's got like an ape hand.
She
Like
does.
a really long fork.
Look at that shit.
I don't know. I think that's more forgivable than what they were trying to go for on the Die Hard poster.
Yeah, I'm voting Logan as well.
Yeah, I'm also going Logan.
There we go. Easy dub.
Ooh.
All right, how about the 1.0 versus X poster?
These are both pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go Evangelion.
I'm also
I
saying
like
Ava.
Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
like
go
the
Eva.
kind of contrast between the very picturesque environment and then the big fucking robot standing right there.
X
My
is a
vote
cool
doesn't
poster,
matter at
though.
this point, but I like X more.
Well, too fucking bad, loser. We've got another Godzilla movie here,
Why is
minus
this
1
fair?
versus Rocky 2.
Godzilla, easy.
Yeah, this is an easy Godzilla.
Yeah, same.
I think they're
Sorry,
both
Tanner.
kind of mid, but I'm leaning towards Rocky too.
Yeah, I like Rocky 2 a lot more.
Well, it's a 3v2,
Unfortunate.
unfortunately. That was closer than I expected it to be. I thought this was going to be a blowout in favor of minus 1. This one just has a lot more visual flair going on to it.
Yeah.
This is just a dude punching another dude with text on it. All right, we've got the Mugen Train poster and Jojo Rabbit.
Damn.
I like the one of just an anime guy standing there. That's so sweet.
Jojo Rabbit, Sad Hitler.
Yeah. Ah, man.
Honestly, despite what Nico just said, I think I am going to pick the Demon Slayer one.
I'm gonna go Jojo Rabbit. I think I kind of like how it kind of fits in thematically. Like it's got the black SS right there. It's got all the colors you associate with the Nazis.
Kind of like the scrapbook kind of style to it.
It's doing the rabbit ears behind Jojo.
Yeah.
It's got a lot.
I don't think the
going for
Jojo
it.
Rabbit one's amazing. I'm still going with it, but generally I'm not a huge fan of like these, hey, check out, this is the cast for the movie.
Gotcha. So it's 1 for Demon Slayer, 2 for JoJo. Tanichi, what's your vote?
Jojo Rabbit.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
The
I guess we're
funny
doing
ears
Jojo.
was
behind
gonna- for the
Jojo Rabbit
record-
alone is fucking...
Would you have said Demon Slayer?
For the yeah, I'm a huge Rengoku fan. I would have definitely gone Demon Slayer. I think that poster goes hard.
Anyways, moving on, we've got No One Will Save You and Ichi the Killer.
I think it's easy Ichi the Killer.
I think so too. I think
I
Ichi the
agree,
Killer's
actually.
poster is really
All right,
fucking
well.
good.
I don't really know. I feel like I would choose No One Will Save You over Ichi the Killer, but
It just has such nice colors, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very pleasant to look at poster.
You definitely got to be sure to like push what the actual movie is out of your head when looking at these
Yes.
things.
What's really fun is-
I guess that's my fault. Yeah.
I do think they're both pretty good posters, but yeah, I'm leaning towards Ichi the Killer.
Okay.
I like Ichi.
There we go.
Ooh.
All right. The end of Evangelion and Skull Island. This is a really rough one for me because I like both of these posters a lot.
I gotta say, no bias because I hated the movie when we watched it and I love Skull Island, but I honestly think, like, truly that the Kong Skull Island poster is better than the Evangelion one.
I really like the colors on the Skull Island one. It's the one I always talk about. It just has really pretty colors and like everything just kind of coalesces into the middle of Godzilla, like it points your eyes towards him. Literally like
Honestly-
making a fucking arrow.
Now that I'm looking at it closer, I'm noticing that like Kong isn't just a silhouette. Like you can see that he has a face on there,
Yeah.
which actually makes me like it less.
Huh.
But I'm still gonna vote for Kong Skull Island.
These guys are just
mean-
walking in this fucking deep ass water. They're walking on top of it.
I mean, you can walk in shallow water.
It's like a
they're
rice
doing,
field.
They're doing the Godzilla thing right now where they're just like in the middle of the ocean and they're walking around like it's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we, 2 for 1?
I think
I'm saying Evangelion just because I think this poster's really fucking cool. I do like this
I
one
like
a lot
Kong
though.
Skull Island.
There we go.
I really like the Evangelion poster. It's iconic, but I do have to go Kong Skull Island as well.
I was going for the underdog pick there and I lost, unlucky. Alright, we've got Old Boy in Moonfall.
I think Old Boy is an actively bad poster. I'm going Moonfall.
I would disagree. I really like the Old Boy poster actually. It's a very busy one, but it's got a lot more style going on. This one looks like it's fucking AI generated.
Yeah. I think Moonfall, as epic as it looks, it's a little, I don't know, it just doesn't do the movie justice, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. At least with, like, Old Boy, it's busy, which was a complaint I had before, but I think it works for this poster, to be completely honest. So I would choose Old Boy over Moonfall.
It has nice colors too. Like it's very subtle, and then it's got like the reds and the darks.
Right.
It absolutely does, but like I think it's just because like the fucking like the light that's like fucking shining around both the characters there. It makes them look super fucking out of place.
Yeah,
Looks like they're about to get ran over.
Yeah. And so I never noticed that when I initially picked this poster out, and it's definitely making me like a lot less now that I see that. So I think I'm gonna go Moonfall.
Is that 3 in favor of Moonfall?
Yep.
Was it?
Unlucky.
Oh.
All right, we've got Dawn of the Dead and Wolf Children. I think the
Why
Dawn
are
of the Dead
these-
poster is kind of fucking lame. I'm picking Wolf Children right
I was
off the
gonna say,
bat.
why are these even in the same category? Wolf Children easily beats Dawn of the Dead.
I think Wolf Children is fucking boring. I like Dawn of the Dead's
There's
poster.
no way.
I don't really like either of these.
No way.
I just find Dawn of the Dead's more interesting to me.
Yeah, I do think Dawn of the Dead's is more interesting. I'm gonna go with that one.
I quite
Tanichi.
like Wolf Children's poster, to be completely honest with you. It's got nothing to do with the movie.
Oh,
It's
let's
just
go.
it's just really pretty. It's got nice colors. You know, it's a really low key movie. And it's just showing the mom and her kids. I think it's nice. And it wins. Get fucked, losers. This one
Our
sucks,
kid-
man. This rough. This is horrible. We've got The Shining and Into the Spider-Verse. I love both of these posters. I think they're both fucking sick.
yeah.
I wish this was like the final round. I hate that I have to do this in the first round.
Damn. How did you pit these posters against each other? Just randomly rolled it?
Completely random. Again, there was only 2 posters that had been picked twice, and my assumption was that if multiple people picked it, that's probably a better poster, generally speaking. So
Right.
I split the ones that were picked more, like I split those up evenly, so they weren't going to fight each other in the early rounds, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, all of this is entirely random. These both just got picked a single time, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
I can't actually remember. I think fucking Skinamarink was picked twice, and I can't remember what the other one was.
How the hell? What's wrong with you
Yeah,
people?
it was Skinamarink. Oh, I think actually maybe it was Into the Spider-Verse and Skinamarink were the 2 that got
Okay.
picked twice.
That's very funny.
Anyways, I think I'm going Shining. I think The Shining's fucking cool. It's got it references a lot from the movie. It just has a really cool style with it. I really like the colors.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I'm going The Shining as well.
I also agree with everything Jackson just said. However, I do think that the Spider-Man poster is just cooler. I like it more. I'm going with that one.
They're both so good.
I'm going with The Shining.
Fuck.
There we go. Brutal.
I like the perspective shot of Spider-Man. I like the angle they're going with. I think having him up, like it, because it also just looks like a camera shot. Like somebody would have taken that if that were the case. But
Yeah, this is a really sick poster. I mean, there's a ton of details to it. It's got the the iconic shot of him falling into the city. It's a really nice poster. It's really sad to see it go in round 1, but that's just how the fucking cookie crumbles, baby.
Later.
Who the fuck picked Planet Hulk?
I
wonder.
did, and fuck you, dude. I think the Planet Hulk poster is sweet, man.
Dude,
It's
I
a
think
big
you're a
ass
fucking
Hulk.
retard. I think you need your eyes checked.
Dude, what are you... What's even wrong? What do you not see in it?
There's a big underscore with the P. What's up with that?
What is up with that? It looks stupid.
oh,
The
man.
fact it's a big Hulk, he's got his hand on the planet. He looks like he's intent on domination. This
Yeah.
poster's
Like the
sweet. I don't know
gladiator
what you're talking about,
he's
Nico.
intent on domination, even though that was not his focus in the movie.
Yeah, whatever.
Just saying.
I like the 5 centimeters per second one better. I picked that one. I
Yeah,
like
same.
the visual progression of it. I think the colors are pretty. I like the the reference of like the state of the movie.
I think you guys are cracked.
like
I didn't say
Planet
anything
Hulk.
about Planet. No, we're 2 for 2 here. Dylan, you're the tiebreaker.
Fuck. Tanichi said Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh damn. I don't know. I think the Planet Hulk one's okay, but I like the visual simplicity and like the color contrast in 5 centimeters per second. So I think I'm gonna go with that one.
Lame.
That's how the cookie crumbles, baby. And we've got Bell and Cube.
I'm gonna go with Bell. There's what are you looking at in the cube? You get a guy with some vents. Big whoop-de-doo.
He's in a cube, dude. Look
He
at
is in
him.
a cube, dude.
You can also
you
see
get the
he's got-
sense that he's trapped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first guy that got fucking sliced into cubes at the
It
start of the
sure
movie.
is.
And you can see he's got the
cube.
lines on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the
Right.
cube one is really good. I'm voting cube.
I also like the cube one a lot. I'm also voting cube.
I'm also going cube.
Fuck.
I like Cube.
I like
Fucking
Bell,
cube sweep.
even though we all hated the movie.
We didn't all hate the movie. I thought the movie was alright.
It was
This
whatever.
movie's bad.
Oh damn.
Watchmen
Alright.
is a bad poster. I'm going perfect blue.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not a very
this-
good poster at all.
The perfect blue one's cool too because when I first looked at it, I thought it was just like a bunch of flowers and shit she's laying on, but it was like her belongings and stuff. And she's also fucking transparent, where she's kind of like fading out from like who she was. This is a really cool fucking poster with a lot of detail to it.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
Did I pick Watchmen?
Maybe.
I didn't.
I think
it was you. There was some goofy shit going on where like Dylan was picking a lot of movies that I thought I would pick, and then fucking Tanichi picked a lot of movies that I thought you would pick, Tanner, as well as Dylan. It was really strange. We had some weird poster picks.
Hey, yo, I don't know where my picks are. Oh, anyway,
I mean, Perfect Blue.
I think that's 3 votes for Perfect Blue anyway.
True, get fucked.
Yeah.
Alright, we got Blade in Skinamarink. The next big weight champion here, Skinamarink versus Blade.
I don't really like either of these, but I'm gonna vote Blade.
I'm saying Skinamarink. I don't really particularly like either of them that much either, but I think Skinamarink's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm also going Skinamarink. The Blade one's so fucking boring.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this probably goes... I know we said we shouldn't involve what's going on with the movie. I can't decipher what's going on in the movie, and therefore I can't really say what's going on in the poster.
Well, we're just... I mean, it's just a fucking cool poster of it's upside down and there's a kid sitting in the dark. There's really not a whole lot else going on.
Yeah, and the door just, like, fucking goes on forever. That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot they could do to fix the Blade poster. I kind of wish the logo was a bit cooler. I think the lens flare off the sword should be gone, and I think he should have less of an outline around him.
Especially because the lens flare is coming off like his hilt. Normally when they're doing that, it's like coming from the blade itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like,
Wesley
shot
Snipes
composition-wise...
needs an outline as well, or else he'll blend in with the black of the background.
Yeah.
Leslie
Like, shot
Snipes.
composition-wise, I think the Blade one is better, but I like the Skinamarink one more because I think it's more representative of the film it's coming from.
You know what? I rescind my vote. I do like Skinamarink more after analyzing the poster a little further.
And there we go. That's a 2-vote fucking sweep right there, baby. You're doing what Spider-Verse couldn't.
Yikes.
And we're on to our second
Godzilla
round of...
easy.
Godzilla.
No competition.
I have to choose the room again.
There's no... What?
For
Did you
legal
say you vote for the
reasons.
room?
For legal reasons.
Yeah, we're fucking
my
kicking him off the podcast.
Timmy Wiseau's paying me under the table.
Yeah, he's fucking in the room holding you at gunpoint. He
is.
found you.
Ooh.
I'm saying World War Z on this one.
I think I'm going with World War Z on this as well.
I'm also
going
going World War
Logan.
Z.
Crazy.
I think I like Logan more than World War Z as a poster. Now that I'm looking at World War Z, I'm not understanding the placement of the car.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
I think they're propping the bus up on its end with their own body weight, I
To get more
suppose.
leverage.
Yes, that is
Anyways,
true.
it wins. Get fucked, losers. We're on to 1.0 and Godzilla -1.
God, both of these are
I
pretty
think-
fucking bad.
I think Godzilla, which is unfortunate, because if I vote Eva here, it's gonna make it to the final rounds, and Eva, I feel like, would easily beat Godzilla again. But it won't matter because my vote is only one. I think I still think Evangelion's better, unfortunately.
Yeah, I like Evangelion more.
I
Me too.
think Godzilla's just a bit too detailed inside of this like cutout thing they're doing with it too.
Yeah.
I think the text looks alright, but it's just like it's just too busy. Like it's very clean and then really busy, and I don't like the contrast.
If it was just the G and instead of a small detailed Godzilla, it was like, I don't know, just his eyeball or some of his scales or something, but like closer up, I think it'd be better.
Yeah, or maybe if it was like Mothra inside of it.
Well,
Yeah,
Mothra's
okay.
not in the movie, so... Also, one
I
thing,
wish he was in the movie.
one thing I noticed about the Godzilla -1 poster is, like, because obviously the silhouette is depicting the background, but, I just figured the text was some random colors and textures, but no, it's actually still just revealing what's behind.
No, it's straight up just a fucking alpha mask. There's nothing crazy going on.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Ava sweep. We got Jojo Rabbit versus Ichi the Killer. I think Ichi the Killer takes this easily for me.
Yeah.
I like Jojo Rabbit more.
I like Jojo Rabbit.
Well, get fucked, losers. It's a 2v3.
Damn.
Just like this is about to be with Kong
Kong
Skull,
Skull
Island
Island
versus Moonfall.
easy, dude. Get Moonfall out of here. I didn't even like it the first time.
I still can't just stop looking at Moonfall and thinking it's like an AI-generated image.
It's
It
just
seems,
so goofy.
it just seems really low effort.
I don't think it looks goofy. I think it looks fucking sweet, okay?
Me too. I like
The
it.
thing
Isn't
with
it being
me-
AI generated thematically appropriate, Jackson?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Oh, you son of a bitch, you got me.
Wait, hold on a second.
I'm voting Kong Skull Island though.
Oh, let's
So
go.
am I.
I'm just
Well, there we
saying
go,
though, like
Lance.
I feel like posters kind of they don't need to tell the story of the movie. When I look at Moonfalls, that practically has nothing to do with what's going on in the movie. In
It's got a
own
moon
way.
falling. Oh, it doesn't have to fucking tell the story of the movie, but it has to at least be like relevant to it. And this is the moon falling, so I think it gets close enough.
I don't know.
Yeah.
About that. Oh damn.
Yeah, The
I
Shining.
think The
Shining.
Shining literally beats the Wolf Children poster with the axe it's holding.
Yeah.
Does anybody even vote Wolf Children here?
No, I think
Yeah,
The
this is
Shining is way
This is a
way
tough
better.
one for me, honestly. Cause like I'm not saying the Shining one's bad, but
It's
Luckily,
not.
it doesn't matter.
It's definitely
yeah,
not.
I guess I'll vote the Shining though. It's slightly better.
I appreciate you for sticking up for Wolf Children when I never could.
Now here's
Cube
a tough
sweep,
one.
cube sweep.
Cube in 5 centimeters per
No.
second. This actually is a hard one.
Dude, the 5 centimeters per second one is fucking boring. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
You voted for
dude.
that
What's
over
What
Planet
are
Hulk.
you talking about?
I just
You
like
guys
the
are
pers- I like
fucking
the-
cracked.
You're cracked.
I just like the perspective in the poster. Like, you know, it's got like the cool sweeping thing. It's got the characters low down. It's not part of the focus. I just think it's a pretty looking poster.
Yeah, it has nice
Yeah,
colors
but
on
you
it as
see
well,
how
you
the
know?
cube is a cube?
Oh, you fucking got me. You son of a bitch.
5 centimeters per second all day, baby.
Yeah, I'm
The
also going
cube,
5 centimeters
clearly.
per second.
I'm also saying 5 centimeters per second.
What the fuck?
This is crazy.
This is bullshit. What about Planet Hulk? Bring it back, bring it back.
Planet Hulk is a good poster, and you're just wrong about that, Nico.
Damn. I didn't vote for it either, but you know.
This is easy perfect blue for me on this one.
Skinamarink.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go perfect blue.
There we
There
go.
we go.
It's just
TJ, I
that
appreciate you
easy.
sticking up for Skinamarink. TJ, have you seen Skinamarink?
No, I refuse.
I feel like I tried pressuring you into watching it with me, but you've never taken the bait.
Unfortunate.
One of these days. We're the quarterfinals now, round 3.
I
Godzilla
still
and
gotta
World
go
War Z.
Godzilla. Not biased, but I still think Godzilla's poster goes hard.
I'm also saying Godzilla on this one. The Godzilla poster is really fucking cool.
It's so like all the ones you guys sent that day were just bangers, dude. Those were so good.
Honestly,
yeah, I think I'm also going
No.
Godzilla.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna go World War Z. The helicopter right above Godzilla's head is just
The helicopter
aggressively
in the World War Z
distracting to
poster?
me.
Oh.
Yeah, but the helicopter in the World War Z one is good.
No. I was saying the helicopter above his head is the one in the World War Z. The zombies
You're
are just
right.
behind Godzilla.
It's the same one.
True,
There
this is
we go.
just different
World War
timelines.
Z zombies versus Godzilla. Who wins?
Godzilla.
What?
Easy.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know if it'd be much of a competition.
Now I want to see some fucking Godzilla versus zombies movie.
I will find it. Don't you worry.
I don't think it exists.
I will make it. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Thank you, Dylan son. Anyways, Godzilla time. We got 1.0
Evangelion.
versus Ichi the Killer.
Evangelion easy clap.
I think I'm still going Ichi the Killer here.
There's no way. You guys are high. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I think I'm doing Ichi the Killer here too.
What? Am I the crazy one here?
I mean, they're
What
both
am I
good
not seeing?
posters.
It's just
What am I not? Somebody explain. Just explain to me what I'm missing in Ichi the Killer. Besides,
shit
never mind,
goes
not
hard,
besides.
dude.
It's just it has really nice colors. I like the framing of it. I like the just the expression. You know, kind of just speaks to who he is. It's just a
But he's
visually
not even
striking
Ichi the
poster.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm not gonna lie, the robot does nothing for me.
That's the whole point of the anime.
I know.
That's
You've
not
never
the whole
seen
point of the
Evangelion.
anime.
It's part
yeah,
of the
it's
point of
frankly
the anime.
it's like it's the fucking side plot of the anime. Well,
I
that's 3
haven't
for
watched
Ichi
the
the Killer.
anime.
I'm also going Ichi the Killer.
God
Ichi the-
damn
Ichi
it.
the
I swear to
Killer's
God, if
sweet.
Ichi the Killer beats Godzilla, I'm quitting the podcast.
Ooh.
Skull Island versus The
or
Shining.
Kong Skull Island. I'm sorry.
I'm still saying The
It's so
Shining.
good. It's The Shining's good. I like Kong. Everything you need to know about Kong Skull Island is right there, and I feel like it shows it more than just the silhouette of The Shining.
This shows everything about it too. There's the guy with the fucking axe. There's the kid. There's got the bleeding hallway. It's got the hotel they're staying in. It's got the words of him saying he's
yeah.
gonna be a good boy, Jack. You know, it's like every piece of the movie condensed into like this really cool picture.
You know, maybe if it had the hedge maze somewhere in there, I'd agree with you, but
Doesn't
That could be
have
the background instead of
everything.
the white background.
Where's the fucking guy that got stabbed?
yeah.
Yeah. Where's Scatman Crothers? Come on. these are both very, very good posters, so I'm just gonna nitpick to make my answer.
Check this out. Check this out. Right here,
yeah,
the monkey.
exactly. That's my
Stop
nitpick. The fact that Kong is not a silhouette detracts from the poster for me. So I'm going The Shining.
Tanichi, what are you going with here?
I said.
Oh,
Let's
okay,
fucking
fantastic.
go.
I don't need to think then.
Oh, I have been forsaken.
Unlucky.
boy.
As much as I like both of these, I think Perfect Blue blows this one out of the water.
Yeah, same.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that logic.
Well, there we go. No discussion needed, boys. On to the semifinals. Each
Oh
of the
fuck!
Killer
I
and
knew it was gonna
Godzilla.
happen.
Semi-sis.
The semis.
Godzilla.
Semi-sis. Oh, yeah. I put that wrong. Funny.
Whoops.
Whoopsies.
Godzilla boys. It has to be.
Yeah.
It's two.
I like Ichi the
No,
Killer.
please. What?
I think I'm also going Ichi the Killer in this one.
No.
Does that make me the tiebreaker here?
I haven't
Nico
voted. I'm also
God.
going Ichi the Killer.
Unlucky.
Okay, so
Well,
now
the
that makes me
tiebreaker
the
need-
tiebreaker.
No, because they've
Does it
all
not?
voted Ichi. No, they all voted Ichi.
Oh, well, I was also gonna go Ichi anyway.
Oh, guys, you're killing me. I don't even see it.
The Godzilla poster's sick as fuck, though, man. Like, this is a hard-fought victory for Ichi here.
Yeah, it did make it this far after all.
Damn it.
Got to the semifinals. The Shining and Perfect
Ooh.
Blue.
Ooh.
Shining.
This is bad. This is just unfortunate, like, bracket placement, I think.
How do you think I felt?
Yeah.
I saw these other posters steamrolling the other movies. I'm like, oh damn, Godzilla's going down for sure, no matter what happens.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate bracket placement.
I don't know. I think I like The Shining more than Perfect Blue, cause like they both do a good idea. Like they project the movies fairly well, but I think The Shining's artistically is more visually appealing than Perfect Blue's.
Yeah. I think even if you match those both qualities, The Shining does what Perfect Blue does better.
Consider this, Perfect Blue's anime though, so I'm going with that one.
Consider this though.
It's old anime.
The woman in The Shining is actually getting abused.
I don't.
And?
This woman's also actively being abused.
Yeah.
She's not real,
being
though.
fucking
She's
stomped.
not real
What?
though.
This
He's
man-
talking about like the real actor is getting
Yeah.
abused.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck her, who
that's
cares?
exactly what I meant.
Well, I think we already have 3 votes for The Shining, so I think it's kind of over anyways. But
Yeah.
Perfect Blue, you had a good run. I wouldn't have voted for you anyways. I think The Shining's better. Oh, well.
Crazy.
Finals!
Holy
Damn.
shit.
I didn't expect this to be the finals,
This
to be
is what
honest.
it comes down to, eh?
I fully expect. Never mind. Let's move on. I can't formulate words.
Fuck.
This is really hard.
Damn.
I kind of like Ichi the Killer better.
I'll just rip the band-aid off. I'll throw my hat into the ring already. I'm going Ichi the Killer.
Damn.
The 3 of
think
us
it's
have to
two for
vote for
Ichi.
The Shining if we want The Shining.
Damn. I think it's only
Ooh.
appropriate to make Jackson vote last since he built this. Tanner, do you have any idea?
Oh, man.
This is really fucking hard. Just one of us has to give a vote, and then it's.
All right, let me relieve some of the tension at least for now. I think The Shining is better, to be honest.
Okay, so we're 2-1. I also think I like The Shining more, to be honest.
Oh,
Holy
damn.
shit.
Pressure's
it's-
on, Tanner.
Oh, man. This is a tough one, however. Ichi the Killer was one of my picks.
Well,
Just
That's-
kidding. Hold on, let me try nitpicking this to death. I wasn't just kidding about it being one of my picks. I'm just kidding about that being the reason why I...
yeah.
If you do want to nitpick, there is a way they could have incorporated the hedge mage.
Yeah, made it the background instead of the white background.
I do... If I am going to nitpick, I really don't see anything wrong with the Ichi the Killer one, honestly. The Shining one, however...
It's
that the dividing line between the hotel and the hallway, I think, looks kind of awkward and could have been done better.
It's the snowy barrier between them and the outside.
So I am, in fact, going to go with Ichi the Killer.
Holy shit.
There's
And
no
just
way
like
it's
that,
poster.
Ichi the Killer wins. Check it out. Look at my cool winner screen. Isn't it high
God
effort?
damn.
Holy shit.
It's beautiful.
I-
Oh yeah.
Never would have guessed that this would be the winner.
I wouldn't have either. That's pretty funny.
Damn.
There we go. Thank you all for competing here. Ichi the
No
Killer, our
problem.
fucking our bull horse, whatever they are, the ones that breed the most. One, love that guy.
Yep.
Kenichi, thank you for being on and submitting posters and helping us figure this out.
Thank you.
Did anyone else pick Ichi the Killer, or was it just me?
I think it was.
It was just you, I think.
Holy shit, I'm goated.
Do you remember which? You said Spider-Verse got overlapped. Do you remember the other ones that got overlapped by chance, Jackson?
I think it was just Spider-Verse and
Skinamarink.
Spider-Verse and Skinamarink.
Damn.
Very strange.
You almost had an overlap with Old Boy. I was going to pick Old Boy. I picked Jojo Rabbit. Simply because I really do like the Jojo Rabbit poster, but it was a toss-up between Jojo Rabbit and Old Boy.
Okay.
Well, fantastic, Tanichi. We definitely do appreciate you being here and submitting those votes. I hope that you enjoyed your time with us today. And are you wanting to stick around for the rest of Guapish here, or are you bouncing?
Oh man, I've only ever seen the first movie, and I have nothing but awful things to say about Brendan
Of course you
Fraser's
would.
performance.
Because it's always my movies you have awful things to say about.
No,
Get
it's
outta
not.
Here.
I love this movie. This movie's incredible. But the enjoyable thing about this movie is the children.
Yeah, you like the kids, huh? You like the kids?
I love the children's
It is
acting.
Pride Month, after all.
I love the children's acting so much more than Brendan Fraser's. Especially
Fraser.
considering he came from The Mummy.
Yeah.
And he gives
True.
such a dead performance. And
Dude, he came in The Mummy.
No.
Have you seen the Mummy remake? I wish I could come in the Mummy.
Okay. What's our next bit here? What are we doing?
Next thing is we're doing
re-rankings.
Guapish at the movies, which also leads into our re-ranks.
Holy shit.
Oh, so we're doing the re-rankings after.
No, we're doing them now.
We're doing them now, baby. We're getting them done. Does anybody have any re-ranks they're going to do on movies ranks they're literally doing today?
No.
No.
Of course not. That'd be ridiculous.
Sorry, my bad, Joe.
I was wrong last week.
No, I think he meant today's. Like, I put in this vote today, but I was wrong and I want to change
Guys,
it.
I'm giving Benner an S. Unfortunately, I'm also re-ranking it down to a B.
Some BS right there. Anyway,
Or some SB, as they say.
Some BH, if you will.
Oh.
Get it for Ben-Hur. Who's going first, Jackson?
It literally does not matter who goes first. I guess I'll go first because why not? Who cares anyways? Alright, kicking us off. Oh, this is going to be really fucking annoying. It doesn't actually crop the name. Never mind, I'm not going first. That'd be horrible. Somebody else go first.
Tanner.
I have the fewest, so I'll go
You
first.
sure do, buddy.
I'll just run through them real quick here. Changes for Tanner. I think these are in order from most recent to least recent. 5 centimeters per second. I'm moving it down 1 rank to a C+. Dougal, I'm moving it down a rank to a D. Blade, I am moving it up a rank to an A+. The Ridiculous 6, I'm moving it up a rank to a D. Scooby-Doo, I'm moving it down a rank to a C-. The reason for that one, Dylan, is because, you know, as I was going through the movies and thinking of where I want to move them, I really just decided to put them in order of, like, you know, would I rather watch this or this?
I guess so.
And as I was thinking about that, I got to Scooby-Doo, and I thought as hard as I could and realized I literally don't remember a fucking thing that happens in this movie.
Unfortunate, I remember everything.
Let's see. Evangelion 2.0, you cannot advance. I am moving it down a rank to an A-. Who Killed Captain Alex? I am moving it down a rank to a C+. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, I'm moving down to an A. And then 2 more. Holes, I'm moving from an A- to a B+. And Surf's Up, I'm moving up a rank to a B-.
Did you get that one, Nico? Did you get that one? Did you get that one?
So I made 10 changes, and the net changes are -4.
Oh, nice. You kept track of it yourself. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I did it, and I also didn't calculate it. I can go next because I figured it out. I have it saved in my website.
Fantastic.
All of these changes are like a single place, and they're all just not even me thinking anything different really about the movie, mostly just thinking, oh, this more aligns with this tier. So there really isn't a whole ton to say about basically all of these. Moving All My Friends Hate Me from an A+ to an A, The Witch from an A- to a B+, We bought a zoo from a C to a C plus, which is funny because I started out as like a D minus or D plus, I think. I just keep fucking increasing every ranking.
It's a sweet little film.
Osmosis Jones from a C minus to a D plus. Spaceballs from a C minus to a D plus. The Transformers movies from a C minus to a D plus. Monty Python the Holy Grail from an A to an A minus. Shrek 2 from a B plus to a B. Waxwork from an A to an A minus. Ferris Bueller's Day Off from an A minus to a B plus. Bridge to Terabithia C to C plus. And Mugen Train from A to A minus. Yeah, I increased my Bridge to Terabithia rank.
Very interesting.
That's what I was just thinking.
There were a couple of ones in there I'm like, why'd you do that?
Alright, guys. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. My re-rankings, because I always have the most shocking rankings in general. Alright, same deal. I'm gonna go through, and if you guys have any mind-boggling questions you want to ask, go for it.
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
So, Evangelion. So going 2.0, 2.22, whatever. From an S plus down to an S. Godzilla -1 from an S to an S plus. Avatar from S to A plus. Polar Express S minus to A. Moonfall from S minus to A minus.
No! Put it back up there.
Why? I thought we...
That was a stellar rating, Dylan. I really appreciate you putting it there. That shit was sweet.
It was,
perhaps your most base rating, I must say.
I feel like you said that because you picked that movie and your rating's also somewhere around there. Anyway,
hey, my ranking is nowhere near there.
Yeah,
I don't remember what Moonfall was rated over.
I'm pretty sure
overall.
all of us had it in D or F tier.
Mine was somewhere in C.
Oh yeah, truly astounding. I had an S minus compared to Nico C plus. Anyway,
Yeah.
Guardians 3 from an S to an S minus. Guardians 2 from an S to an A plus. Jurassic World from an S to an S minus. Godzilla vs. Kong from an S to an A. Train to Busan from an S minus to an A. Zombieland from an S minus to an A minus. Wolf Children from A plus to S. Avatar Way of the Water from A plus to A. Jurassic World Dominion from an A to an A minus. The long-awaited Eternals from an A minus to a B minus. The even longer-awaited Power Rangers from an A minus to a B minus.
Whoa.
The issue with that was I was making comparisons to the old show, which doesn't matter towards the movie whatsoever.
No.
The Day After Tomorrow from a B plus to a B minus. Mars Needs Moms from a B to a B minus. The Mind-Staggering Lucy from an A to a B minus. This next movie that Jackson knows is a B plus to an A plus.
What movie was that?
You know, a journal. No Country for Old Men.
The Notebook. He moved the Notebook. From a B plus to an A plus, you said?
No Country for Old Men. I guess.
Well, no, Dylan, why'd you do that though?
Listen, peer pressure's a bitch.
It's because he gave us. He lied to us. He looked us in the face and lied.
No Country for Old Men, the long-awaited. Whoever that Patreon person was, I don't know who you are. Let my family go, you son of a bitch. B minus to S minus.
Do you really want your family back, though?
Yes, I love my family. What's wrong with you? Her from C to A minus. Rocky from C minus to B.
Wait, C? Wait. How far did you move her?
C to A minus.
What prompted that?
When I got out of my emotional funk.
Okay.
Okay. I can I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
The rank is gone. This one truly baffles Jackson to this very moment. Happiness from F plus to C minus. And
well,
then
it's better than it was, I suppose.
I guess so. And then lastly, just for the memes, Skinamarink from F to F plus.
Whoa.
Holy
there you
shit.
go. Any questions, class?
Nah.
All right.
Plenty,
sick.
but I won't.
Why not? Give them, Jackson.
No, I don't wanna.
Okay. Well, I suppose that leaves me now. I had to fucking really sift through Jackson and I's conversation because I sent these basically the moment he said we were gonna be doing this soon. So, took a while, but I finally hunted him down, boys. So, kicking us off here, the biggest, most monumental change I have. Neon Genesis Evangelion, the end of Evangelion, boys, from B plus to A minus. Godzilla vs. Kong from C to C minus, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse from A to A plus, Pay It Forward A minus to B plus, The Warriors from B plus to B, Predator from B plus to B, Zoom from D to D minus, Tarzan C plus to B minus, one of my rare moving ups there.
Really? What made you decide to move Tarzan up?
It just didn't fit with the other C plus movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
The Nightmare Before Christmas from B to B minus, Rocky from A plus to A minus. That one moved, I think, is my biggest move there. The Descent from A to A minus, RoboCop from A minus to B plus, We Bought a Zoo from C minus to C. I also moved that one up here. I Am Legend from B plus to B, The Maze Runner from B to B minus, Osmosis Jones B minus to C plus, One Piece, Baron Omatsuri and the Secret Island from A to A minus. I had to bump that one down a little bit there. The Others from A to A minus, The Other Guys from B minus to C plus, The Count of Monte Cristo from B plus to B, One Piece, the other movie, the Dead Adventure one, from B to B minus, Shrek 2. It finally had to happen, guys. You know, I've been memeing it quite a bit, but we gotta bump it down from S minus to A minus. Actually, that was the biggest move, never mind. Undercover Brother from A minus to B plus. Jumanji from B minus to C plus. Zathura, B to B minus. House of Wax from C to C to C plus. That's an actual other fucking bump there. And then
Which one
Cabin in
was
the
that?
Woods.
House of
What
Wax.
was that? House of
House
Wax.
of Wax? Okay.
Yeah.
Base?
And finally Cabin in the Woods, A minus to B plus.
No way. Wow.
Speaking of changing ranks, I've got the overall ranks. I'm just going to say the name of the movie, what their new overall is. I'm not going to say what the previous overall is because I'm lazy. I just didn't fucking write it down. And I'm also going to say the difference in it. Literally not a single movie moved more than a single place, which is crazy given some of Dylan's insane re-ranks. You would expect a couple of them to bump up a couple, but no. It's all +1 or -1s here. Starting us off here, The Notebook is up a rank, now C. Her is now an A with an upper rank. End of Evangelion's also up a rank at B+. Blade's also at B+. Happiness also at A-. I'm just going to keep saying the new ranks until I get to the negatives. No Country for Old Men also increased. Surf's Up also increased to a B.
Wait,
or
what is No Country
for Old Men is S.
Okay.
From S minus to S.
Radical.
Yeah, Surf's Up is now a B, and the rest are negatives. Of course, we've got Lucy knocking itself down to a C. Train to Busan is now at B+ from A-. Eternals is at C. Godzilla vs. Kong is now at B-. Zombieland is at B. Moonfall is now a C. The Other Guys is B. Evangelion 2.0 is now A+ from S tier, unlucky. One Piece Dead End Adventure is now at C. Shrek 2 is at A-. Power Rangers is at D+. No longer a C tier movie. Let's fucking go, boys. And The Way of the Water Avatar movie is at B+. And the final one, Mugen Train, has been knocked down from S- to A+.
No way.
Holy shit.
We had 2 movies fall from grace this time.
Can I say perfection wears off?
Do you have, would you be able to fairly quickly retrieve what our new overalls are? Or average rank, not overall.
Oh yeah, mine was the only one that changed. My overall rank went from a B- to a C+ again. I just keep alternating between a B- to a C+. The rest of you guys are the exact same as what they currently are.
There we go.
Am I still the highest?
Yeah, you're still at a B+, Yuka's at a B-, Tanner's at a B.
Let's go. I'm leading
Sounds
the pack.
about right.
I gotta say, Dylan, you did really clear out your S tiers a little bit at the very least, so it sounded like.
Yeah, I followed suit with you, and I was like, damn, like, I really just threw in movies in S tier, and that's not how S tier works. I really need to reconsider how I'm structuring my system. So that's what I did.
Well, there we go.
Based?
What made you put Wolf Children back in S tier?
You.
Yeah.
I think I was overthinking it a little bit too much. Like, I think I was trying to find something wrong with it, because maybe I missed something, but no, I just kind of stepped back for a second and really thought over it, and I was like, there's nothing really wrong with this movie. It's visually stunning, it's got a plot line that's very simple and easy to follow, and it's just a cute, sweet little anime movie, and, you know, it has a nice little resolution at the end that I think everybody can enjoy, so nothing
One could
honestly
say
wrong
the
with
same
that at
thing
all.
about I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, though.
Said that movie's stunk!
I don't like how I Want to Eat Your Pancreas ended, unfortunately. It was a very sad, depressing ending.
Unlike Wolf Children, which is chill as fuck.
Yeah. It's hopeful, in fact.
And that concludes our 6-month re-ranking. I have absolutely nothing else to share. I think I probably had more stats last time. Unlucky, I'm lazy this time. Get fucked, I guess.
What? No green check marks? Unfortunately.
No. I mean, I guess I could get those stats if that's relevant. I don't know if we care at all.
I mean, yeah, I think doing it during, our bi-yearly re-rankings makes sense.
Okay, Nico's at 44, green check marks. Tanner, you're at 41, tied with me. I'm also at 41. Dylan is in last place with 32.
Wow.
That is such a drastic drop
that's a steep
there.
drop.
Didn't I used to have the most green check marks, didn't I?
Well, I guess technically Kyle's in last place at 3, but he hasn't rated that many movies, so it's
Right.
not
I
very
was
fair
gonna
of a
say, that's not
comparison.
fair.
He has
there
a
we go.
higher checkmark percentage than...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what really matters. Mm-hmm. Well, fantastic. I hope that you all enjoyed it, folks. That was another re-ranking in the bag. And now, since we're on the topic of Guapish at the movies, I figured that we may as well get into actual Guapish at the movies.
Guapish at the movies! I have to go grab my fucking notebook, god damn it.
The one time he doesn't have his note. All right.
While he's doing that, I'll hand the floor to Nico to talk about our Patreon pick this week, which was in fact the 2017 film The Ritual, as requested by Grapeseed Oil, aka Kyler. Thank you.
Holy shit. Yeah, so The Ritual is about a man who ends up unfortunately witnessing one of his pals get murdered right in front of him, and he could have done something to stop it, but he didn't. And now because he has a lot of grief, and so him and the boys go on a nice little camping trip to remember their dear old friend who died. But as they're walking through the woods, bad things start to happen. They start seeing these weird visions and shit like that, and our guy starts to get a little creeped out that maybe there's something in these woods following him. And as it turns out, there's a big deer demon, and it's gonna fucking kill him. And it does. It kills each and every one of them except for our main boy, who ends up getting out of the forest and surviving.
I guess we'll get Tanner's haiku when he comes back.
Dylan, come up with a haiku off the top of your head right now.
4 men in the woods suffering from a suffering from psychosis. One lives to tell again.
Sounds good enough to me.
There we
There's
go.
also, of course, the whole thing about, like, the deer god is being worshipped by a bunch of people in the woods, but who cares about those fuckers? They don't matter at all.
Unimportant.
Forced worship. It's unimportant. I will say, when movie has... Oh, Tanner's back. All right, Tanner. What's one up my haiku? Let's hear it.
Here's my haiku as inspired by The Ritual. Shopping trip gone wrong leads to hiking trip gone wrong. I'll just hang out here.
Which haiku did you guys like better, mine or Tanner's?
I like the prepared one.
Oh, okay. Nico,
Womp
please
womp.
boost my self-confidence. Need to
I
hear
liked Dylan more. It was more spontaneous.
Anyway, what was your question? What were you asking me? Or never mind, you asked me to do a haiku. Yeah, I like this movie more on the fact of it had what I would call like a forced psychosis, where in the usual circumstances of these movies, the main character has some sort of underlying mental illness or emotional, well, I guess he's emotionally distraught, but that doesn't necessarily lead to maybe being anxious or anything, but the movie ends up playing off of that with, I guess what they determined is him being in pain. But it just adds an extra layer of like mystery and what's going on to the movie, because obviously this thing that they're experiencing isn't happening of their own volition. There's like some presence there to enact upon it. But this was also one of those movies where the atmosphere set me up way more than the actual monster itself did. Which I feel like is a better way of pulling off horror, where you can scare the audience before anything actually happens. I recall at one point when they're all like camping out in the tents for like the second night, and he hears the creature wandering around. For some reason, him reaching and unzipping the tent scared me because I was expecting something drastic to happen. But yeah, I'd say that this movie set the environment very well. I don't think it did anything super poorly. I think there may have been a couple of instances where that didn't need to happen, but it did because movie. But we all have to fulfill those tropes so we actually get said movie. So,
anyways, on to the criticisms. Everyone in this movie is a complete fucking retard, and I think that's the biggest thing that detracts from it, is everyone just makes incredibly illogical and stupid choices all the time, and that's the only way the movie would have progressed otherwise. Like, they don't talk to each other at all. There's very little communication. They just make dumb decisions. Like, they're literally following the fucking cripple guy that's freaking the fuck out into the middle of the woods along. Like, it's dumb as shit. They're all just really fucking stupid. I do like this, like, the kind of setup where it's like a trauma kind of thing. I wish they did more with, like, the psychological stuff going on. But it kind of is just a run-of-the-mill horror movie at the end of the day. There's some things to infer, you know, like maybe like you can wonder why the guy was picked over other people, and maybe he's got, or I think there's like some trauma or something. He's got more pain. Maybe he's more susceptible to worshiping or like joining the fucking cult or something. I don't know. There's definitely like stuff to dig into with this movie, but I think it's just kind of outweighed by the fact that everyone's retarded, and that drags it down a good amount for me.
My question to you guys, though, if you were in his position, you're in the fucking convenience store, you see one of your friends in a very precarious situation there, what are you gonna do, boys? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna try and save him? You gonna hide out there and hope that you can make it out alive? What are you doing?
I don't think I'd expect the people to fucking kill the dude. I don't think most robbers would just randomly kill a civilian. That's not their place. That's just not something that commonly happens. It's hard to say. If I thought my life was in danger and I had a good chance, maybe I'd try, but realistically I probably would not, because I wouldn't imagine we were in any like actual mortal danger, personally.
Am I like my current American self over there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd step it. I have no fear for the British, so...
Okay.
But he has
I'd
a fucking
intervene.
machete.
I don't care, he's still British.
He's gonna fucking chop your arm off.
Not even. I'd win.
I mean, yeah, even in the convenience store scene, they were like, he like slashed him with the machine. He's like, oh, what are you doing? We weren't supposed to do that, and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, that was just crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought it was. It is the most generic horror movie setup imaginable, where it's a bunch of dudes in the woods.
True.
But the really unique monster design helps carry this movie quite a ways for me. And the second monster attack, where it ends up taking the one dude, you know, when they're camping and he hears it outside, that actually got me a bit scared. I was like, oh my gosh, this is freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think another thing that the unique monster design does for me is that, like, normally you don't want them to show the creature very much, but since they do go, you know, half the movie without showing it, and it isn't until, like, most of them are killed, and they've entered this sort of second phase of the movie where it's these like cult members that he's facing off against. I thought it was kind of earned that we got to see that thing, and I'm kind of glad we got to see the thing, because I thought it was very cool looking and you know, unique and interesting. I like his kind of turn, because I do think they did a decent character arc where, you know, he was guilty, he felt guilty over not intervening, and then at the end of the movie we get to see him actually say, you know what, fuck it, I am gonna try and intervene, and, you know, he shoots the one cult member, he punches the one girl in the face, he's like actually trying, he's actually trying to take some agency in this situation.
Yeah, he just very nonchalantly lights a bunch of people on fire.
Yeah, that was very funny and sweet. It felt kind of earned to me, honestly. And then I forget which of you guys brought this up. I think it might have been Jackson, where you were talking about, oh, like, you can kind of speculate on why he was chosen. I kind of saw it as sort of a parallel thing, because, like, one of the aspects of his trauma was, like, survivor's guilt. And so in kind of the same way, he's having to deal with that exact same thing, where his friends are now being killed by this monster, but it won't kill him. And yeah, I thought the way the monster behaves was cool, where, like, it very clearly was not trying to kill him. It, like, wanted him to worship it. And so as long as he resisted doing that, it wasn't, like, its goals were beyond, like, just mindless killing and terrorizing stuff. It very much, in that aspect, to me, felt like, you know, an old god, like they called it, like this weird kind of unknowable creature.
Yeah, Jotun is what they refer to it as there.
Yeah, they were super interested in him, and I questioned why the god was willing to basically sacrifice all of the other people for him. Because even at the end of the movie, or maybe you could look at it in the sense of the god was just like, okay, fuck, he's killed everyone else, I'm fucked. Let me just get this guy as like the start the cold over again. But like the fucking god went and killed his own followers for very little reason, like outside of the ones that the guy killed himself. So like, why did it do that? Why was it so hard pressed on him specifically? I don't know, to the point where it forsake the rest of the cult just to get him. I don't understand why.
I think that it's just like, it's really into fucking tradition, and they fucked up, so it was gonna make sure that they understood that.
Like the one woman it picks up and starts killing, it did that because like she went from a bow till she kind of fell over on her side, so she was no longer in like a bowing position. I think that's why it decided to kill her.
I don't know, I kind of got a essence of mourning from the old god, because if you remember when he was running away with the gun from the flaming cabin, you see it pick up the same lady and like carry her, but it's not like trying to crush her or do anything specific. It's like, be like, why did you have to do this? Like, I didn't want to have to do this, but you guys made me do this kind of thing. But in regards to why it chose him, I think I very explicitly remember them stating that he was chosen because he had the most pain out of the entire group, and that was reflected on by him feeling guilty for not saving his friend. But yeah, I think it's definitely like an old trauma, new trauma kind of thing, where I think the reason it wanted him is maybe like their traumas were nothing in comparison to the trauma he has, and newer, shinier is better or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. So
Yeah, it wanted something a little fresh.
I would have walked out of the forest as soon as I saw a deer strung up in the trees with its entrails hanging out. Like, that's not normal. Don't try
And
to
at the
justify
very
that by
least, if
hunters.
everyone woke up in such horrifying positions, like one of them being butt-ass naked, worshiping something upstairs, freaking the fuck out, I think most intelligent people would have backed out of the situation at that point. But the movie's really fucking stupid. I will still give it a lot of credit. I think the fact that we can have a discussion about all of like the inner workings of maybe what's going on is cool, and I think that it definitely speaks volumes for what this movie could have been if better written. I guess I'll kick us off here with a killer B-.
Whoa!
Oh.
That's actually a pretty solid ranking. Tanner's looking bewildered, but I'm gonna follow up with another B-.
Oh.
I'm looking bewildered because I talked this one up so much more and I still only have it at a C.
Holy shit.
That's pretty fun.
That's fucking hilarious, to be honest. I love that.
I don't know. I thought this movie was pretty good. I guess I didn't really factor in the fact that everybody in this movie was being dumbasses, and I do acknowledge now that they were making dumbass excuses like, yeah, the guy woke up naked upstairs, and the other guy woke up and pissed himself. The other guy had a fucking stab wound around his heart.
But that's just a normal night with the boys.
Yeah. For me, it's like, I agree, it's fun to point that shit out and laugh at the movie for that, but I do, part of my suspension of disbelief allows me to go, yeah, people are gonna act dumb in horror movies. I just kind of accept that as part of the deal.
And that's why I can never go past A.
I was about to say,
cap.
I think it's such a run-of-the-mill thing. I think I just actively ignore it. I don't know. I gave The Ritual an A, personally.
Okay.
Hot damn. And with all these rankings combined, Jackson, give us that wacky Guapish rating.
B.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Crazy.
No re-ranking,
right.
guys. You guys can't change this one. It's stuck in the books
Actually,
forever.
can I change it to a B-?
No. Actually, I'm sorry.
I like Tanner's
is-
C a lot. I want to change it to a C.
Yeah, that's fucking baffling that I was lower on it.
I
Yeah.
think that this movie does a lot well, but also I just think the writing was really fucking shoddy in the early parts of it. Because honestly, I think the latter half of the movie is relatively well done for the most part. It's mostly just the first half setup of them getting into the fucking weeds of it all. Really just tears it down a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, my pick of the week was the 1959 epic Ben-Hur. Why the fuck did I pick this one? I don't know. This
That's
is
what
the
I'm
story.
wondering.
This is the story of Ben-Hur, who is a Jew who was forsaken by his Roman friend. He's basically just betrayed, and then he works his way from being a slave up to being Roman nobility again, so he can fucking horse race against his, the person that betrayed him, and fucking find his family. And then Jesus, our Lord and Savior, love that guy, gets fucking crucified, and his death saves his family who got fucking leprosy while they were stuck in a jail for years while he was off being a slave. Anyways, that's Ben-Hur. Tanner, what's your haiku?
My haiku, as inspired by Ben-Hur. A Jewish prince framed.
That's it.
Oh, worked hard to earn his freedom. Now back for revenge. I wrote the K in worked very strangely, and so I had a very hard time figuring out what that word was.
Worked.
Yeah.
Very Cleopatra-esque movie.
I disagree. I think that this is literally just New Testament Count of Monte Cristo.
I kinda see it.
My big problem with this film, and this is probably just a product of the times.
I hate Jesus.
I hate Jews! No, it's
Yikes.
because the big thing that sucks with this movie is that obviously it's a big, long epic. You're supposed to be really engrossed in this guy's story, his revenge, him saving his family. But there really wasn't that much of an emotional draw for me, or at no point in the movie did I ever actually feel emotion at all, which I think is the exact opposite of what should happen with a movie like this. Obviously, there's a lot of emotional things you could have, seeing his, his mom and his sister have fucking leprosy, they're trapped in cages for years, him being a fucking slave, or just even being put in that position in the first place, maybe even Jesus saving them at the end of the movie. There was absolutely nothing that fucking gripped me emotionally whatsoever. I was mostly just kind of watching shit happen for 3 hours and 40 minutes, which actually wasn't that long because it was 15 minutes of nothing happening at the start of the movie, and then it was whatever.
Intermission and all that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm in the pretty much exact same position as you, Jackson. There was really nothing that tied me to this movie whatsoever. It was really just a fucking 3 hours of fucking nothing, basically.
But there's still a lot to go off with the movie. I think the performances were pretty good for the most part. I think the the environments they're setting up, the whole sets they're doing with the the outfits and everything. They all looked really good, especially for a movie set in a movie from 1959. And also, I think a lot of the action scenes they did, specifically the horse race, was quite engrossing. The horse race went on for a long time, and I was actually interested in watching it. It was a fucking cool scene.
It didn't hurt that we also were under the impression that someone died during that scene, and so we were all sitting there dude, when does it fucking happen?
Yeah, some of those guys getting ran over was fucking brutal, dude. It was crazy. But yeah, I think this movie from because I think most people look at this movie like an epic. You're not reading or watching some long drawn out emotional story. You're kind of just watching some guy fuck shit up and be cool, and that's kind of what this movie is. Which it has its benefits, but there's also the fact that it's not super engaging throughout a lot of it for me.
Alright, I'm going on the flip side here now. I disagree with everything Jackson just said. However, I do think that near the beginning of the movie was fantastic, where you just had Ben-Hur and his fucking pal being homosexual boys with each other, They, my gaydar was going off like crazy. I was just waiting for them to finally embrace each other and give each other a big old kiss. Unfortunately, never happened, but I wish that the movie went that direction. It would have been really sweet.
Anybody else have anything to say about this film?
I've barely talked about it, so yes, I do have things to say. Yippee! I liked Ben-Hur. I thought it was a pretty good story. Honestly, I thought it was pretty well paced, guys.
I would agree. I don't think there's a problem with the pacing. It's really fucking long, which is, I guess, a problem in and of itself, but I don't think there's ever, a point that was really much of a lull.
Yeah. I wasn't sitting there, getting super bored or nothing. The time skips, I don't think are done very well, mostly because we don't notice they happen.
What are you talking about? He got a beard after one of them.
Yeah. I don't think they pulled them off very well, and they were pretty jarring for me. The last 45 minutes to an hour of the movie just entirely becoming the story of the crucifixion, I thought was an interesting choice. I think I would have preferred it if it was just Ben-Hur's story and we chopped an hour off, to be honest.
But how else was his mom and sister gonna get saved?
Right, yeah.
And dude, you're missing out on those sweet moments where you get to point the screen and really flex your Sunday school knowledge on us.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
It kind of feels to me like they wanted to make, a movie that was the story of Jesus, but they were worried about not being able to pull it off back in the day or something, and so they were like, oh, we'll just have this story about this guy who just happens to be around Jesus the whole time,
Dude, speaking of Jesus, that part of the movie where Jesus is fucking being tried or whatever, and they just have a shadow just right over his fucking face is so ominous. That shit was terrifying.
Yeah, he's really
I was curious about that.
It's very JoJo's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I do remember mentioning to Jackson, I thought this was a really interesting way to just play the long game and just throw in that story at the very end of this movie. I felt exactly what you guys were saying, where it's like, they really were just trying to find a way to make this story about Jesus somehow. And for some reason, they decided to throw sprinkles of it in throughout the movie, and then for some reason just hammer home the story right at the end. I thought... I will agree with the pacing. To be honest, I got kind of bored about... I probably would have been more engaged if you guys had told me that beforehand. I was getting kind of bored at the horse racing part. I was like, I don't need to see them complete every single lap. Like, I get people are, like, dying. I will say, watching that one fellow fall off his chariot, dodge, like, 2 chariots, and then get fucking trucked was a little funny, unfortunately. I'm wondering if that's the guy that died.
No one died. That's a myth.
Oh, thank God. Speaking of people that should have died, besides that guy, the Marcellus guy or whatever his name was, the rival, he was not making it off that race course. I don't know in what world somebody being trampled by 4 horses for like 30 seconds plus would have lived, or let alone move, but they did it in this movie, which is just a nitpick, which is unimportant.
I mean, he did die very shortly after that. They had to, like, carry him off.
Shortly is relative. We don't know. I mean, we can assume he died by end of day, which I guess is pretty quickly, but regardless, he shouldn't have made it off the racetrack. But I do agree with the whole... This movie did lack emotion. Like, I get I was supposed to care about, maybe the mother and the sister. I was supposed to care about Ben-Hur. And it's not like I didn't, but I feel like they were trying to maybe go at it a little more than what I felt. But I did also take into consideration that, yes, this is supposed to be more of a story they're telling than one we're supposed to feel. Like, it's just kind of like, this is what happened, you can feel however you want about the movie. So it's just there to kind of throw words at you. But I overall didn't think this movie was I thought it was more engaging than Cleopatra, for sure. I did view them both in the same vein. But I do get your reference when you're talking about New Testament Monte Cristo. It took me like 2 seconds to get that one.
There we go.
But yeah, I thought it was a solid movie. Nothing too terribly wrong about it besides the length. I don't get why these old movies are either all or nothing with how long they are. But, I guess we're just going to get those.
This movie stinks! No, I'm not a huge fan, like what Tanner was talking about, of the Jesus shit going on with the two. Obviously, I think there's other ways they could have went about making Ben-Hur not want to seek revenge towards the Roman Empire for what they did to his family. But I don't think putting in the subplot of Jesus throughout this was really that worth it. Because, I mean, obviously Jesus was a character throughout the entire film. He was the first person we see in the film. We see him, help Ben-Hur initially when he was about to fucking die after he got turned into a slave. But, like, I feel like it's pretty unnecessary. It could have been anybody that fucking helped him with the water. We didn't have to see it at the start. They could have found some other non-magical bullshit way of making his parents... maybe they never turned into lepers. Maybe they were still just held in fucking captivity this whole time. And he saves them and it's a triumphant end and the movie's 2 hours long. But, yeah, it's a little silly.
I think the biggest shame here is that this removes a film that Tanner could have picked during Jesus July. But I suppose, boys, it's time to get onto the rankings here. I suppose I'll kick them off. Yeah, I wasn't super high on this movie. I'm gonna give it a C.
Crazy. Alright, well, I guess I'll follow up. I thought this movie was pretty alright, just slightly better than Cleopatra, in which case I give it a B.
Whoa. Jackson?
I also gave it a B.
Let's
Holy
go.
Shit.
I think this movie has some good amount of stuff going for it, but also there's a lot of holding it back.
I like this movie a lot more than you guys. I'm also very much... I'm ranking it pretty much relative to how I feel about versus Cleopatra, which is tough. I think I like the broad stroke story of Ben-Hur more than Cleopatra. I liked the imagery of Cleopatra more. I liked the chariot action scene in Ben-Hur more than any of the action scenes in Cleopatra. I like the performances a lot more in Cleopatra, though. And the fact that the last, hour of this movie just turns into a completely different story that I liked, sure, but, it was just a complete departure from what we were doing.
Yeah.
Would I rather watch... I guess I'd rather watch Cleopatra.
But, like, could that just be because you just watched Ben-Hur as the thing, though?
That could be the case.
Tanner is a man of Jesus.
I think... yeah.
Why don't you just, like, give them the same rank if they seem to be so close to each other here?
Well, what I'm debating is if they're the same rank or if Ben-Hur is one lower. I think... I'm gonna put Ben-Hur one rank lower than Cleopatra at an A-.
And that puts it at B.
Yippee!
Holy shit.
That's one more check mark, boys. I'm at 33. Let's go.
There we go, slowly
Congratulations.
rising up in the ranks here.
He's catching up, dude.
Oh, man.
Dylan's pick of the week was the 2008 film Journey to the Center of the Earth. What the fuck? Take us away.
All right. Journey to the Center of the Earth is about a story to the center of the Earth. I'm kidding. There's more to it than that. Main dude's brother goes missing. Nephew finds something with the readings. They go to Iceland. They get the guide. They go down. They find the whole planet terrarium thing at the center of the Earth. They gotta escape before they're boiled alive. They go through some wacky hijinks. They make it to some geyser. They get shot out of a volcano in Italy, and they live happily ever after with a fluorescent electric bird. Tanner, what's your haiku that involves said bird?
My haiku, as inspired by Journey to the Center of the Earth. I can't even fit the title of this movie in a haiku line.
No way.
Alright, so Dylan, Tenichi was fucking ragging on this movie previously, undeservedly so. So what are your thoughts on this one, would you say?
This movie had a much brighter light in my childhood, unfortunately. Yeah, I think the movie's enjoyable. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fun to watch. I think the characters are kooky and wild.
Which one's your favorite?
Which one's my favorite?
Yeah.
Ah, man. I don't want to say the mountain guide because she don't really have anything going on.
Except
Maybe-
for a lot going on, dude.
Oh boy. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Brendan Fraser. I like his other movies.
He's also a geologist in this one.
Okay. Anyway.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I guess Brendan Fraser. I know it's a really basic answer, but regardless, I'm just gonna get right to the negatives just to clear the air here.
What?
The CGI in this movie. Oh boy. And also the green screen. It's not good.
It's almost
And
impressive, dude. It's so fucking bad.
I like the part where he's running away from the T-Rex on the big old Muscovite field. Like that was rough.
Speaking of the Muscovite, though, Dylan, did you like all the geology stuff they were talking about? Wasn't that nice?
This movie had a partial minor part in me wanting to become a geologist.
Really?
That's crazy.
Just a little bit, not enough. Like, it wasn't compelling. I knew what I wanted to do in middle school. It just was solidified when I actually figured out after high school.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I think this movie's fun to watch. I don't think it does anything impressive. I think, aside from the CGI and the green screen not being great, I think the visuals are pretty good. At least for, like, what they were trying to go for, the idea of it all. I am...
Nah.
No. Whatever, Jackson. This is my time to pick it apart.
Time to shine.
I don't think the science was too out of line, though, to be completely honest. Aside from the whole fact of there being a center of the Earth.
And all that entails, which is the rest of the movie.
I know, but at least, like, the stuff that actually exists in our world makes sense. So they weren't doing anything wild.
Like nothing in the movie.
Magnesium being flammable and muscovite being a very paper-thin rock that forms. Anyway.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I enjoy the adventure, but I can acknowledge that visually, this movie isn't super stunning. Also, I want to add, I don't know if the movie skipped at this is very minor. I don't know if the movie skipped for you guys as well, but when that kid wakes up on the beach and he gets spooked by the fish, there's supposed to be a zoom pan on that fish in front of him, but it didn't do that, so it just looks like he got spooked by the fish, and that was it.
That reminds me of that same exact fucking scene where
Yeah.
they had like multiple takes of the kid waking up from the beach, and I guess honestly this movie has a lot of like 3D insert scenes in it,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure because of those 3D insert scenes of him like spitting on us or whatever it was, They had scenes where he had like his fucking gloves on when they weren't supposed to be on, and then like later we see him take them off even though they're already off in the scene. It was just janky. There was very inconsistent things going on there.
There's like 3 cuts back to back to back where he keeps having gloves appear on and off of his hands.
Yeah, I forgot to acknowledge. I knew you guys were gonna bring it up. This movie was in the climax of the 3D era, so unfortunately, this was one of those movies that got rolled into. We need to make this as 3D as possible, so it's visually appealing in the theaters.
We need some random object flying out of the screen every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we need to get spit on right now. That's what I'm really looking for here.
Also, the audio cutting in this movie. Some movies are less offensive or they don't do it as much. I've noticed a lot where the lines are kind of just cut, and you can just tell where they start a line and end it, but they have to like chop it because they didn't get it right one time, so they like doctor together a bunch. So that was a little unfortunate and noticeable. But the last thing, this has nothing to do with anything. This was like the only movie I ever went in depth and like watched all the behind the scenes shit for, because I was super interested in how they made the movie. Anyway, with that out of the way, you guys go ahead, take it away.
How did they make the movie, Dylan?
The saliva is super gross, dude.
Oh.
But the first note I wrote down after seeing this movie is just why. As in, why did they make this?
Yeah, to be honest, after seeing this movie, I'm happy that they kicked Brendan Fraser out of Hollywood. I hope that he never comes back.
Damn.
He's already back, dude. He was the whale and also Cliff Steele.
I think that we need to rerun this film in theaters to remind people why he was gone.
There we go. That's not why. Anyway, yeah, this is the most painfully generic adventure movie imaginable. Like, there is not a trope they do not do. There is not a line they do not reuse. There is not a character trait that is not utilized that we have not seen before a million times.
Hang on a second here, Tanner. They don't have like a cool character who's with them the entire time, who you think is just like part of the crew, but then at some point he turns on them because he's after money.
You're right. There is not a twist villain.
What are you talking about? That was the kid.
The kid was the twist
Never
villain.
mind, it has everything. The kid just fucking pulls a gun on them once they're in Sicily.
So I did read the book before watching this movie. Now, ordinarily, I just point out the differences between books and movies just as like a fun trivia thing. However, in this film, they explicitly include the existence of the book and basically say that it's all true in the context of the movie. So now, like, the criticism, or not, now the pointing out the differences is like an actual criticism, because they have set it up as like, yeah, you should take the book seriously. And my first thought after finishing the book, and I finished it like literally just a couple hours before we watched the movie, is I don't think they can make a good movie out of this. And I was right. Because the book is very straightforward. It's literally like they travel to the center of the earth, they fuck around barely, and then they leave immediately. And that's what happens in this movie. So in a way, it's a good adaptation. It's just they chose to adapt something that would not make a good movie.
Especially when they barely have Gum Chewing Girl in it. What the fuck was up with that, dude?
Yeah, where was Gum Chewing Girl? And like, you know, some of the differences between the book and the movie that I didn't like is that they replace... Let me start over. Honestly, like, the differences they have in terms of, like, what is actually going on in the center of the earth are kind of whatever. Like, the only thing from the book where I'm like, that might have been cool to see is that the book has giants shepherding woolly mammoths. I have a feel... Actually, that would have been sweet to see how they try and fucking CGI that. But I kind of would have liked if they just did a more straightforward adaptation instead of setting it in the modern age, because the characters in the book are just straight up more interesting, because it's a geology professor like it is in this one, in the main one, but he's like an eccentric wacky dude, and he's got his nephew who's his assistant, and then Hannah is replacing the best character in the book, Hans, which is just this Icelandic, like, hunting guide who speaks in one-word Icelandic sentences and can just get shit done. And they replaced him with This woman that won't shut the fuck up.
But dude, she's fucking bad, bro.
Whatever. Also, one big thing that doesn't make any sense is the whole, like, oh, the inside of the Earth, it heats up every now and then, killing everything, I guess. And it's like, how does that make any fucking sense? But anyway, at least this movie's short, and then as we point out, it's ugly as sin. I don't think there is a single shot in this movie, even when they're in the real world, where you're like, yeah, this looks like a real thing.
Yeah, I'm with Tanner. This movie is very generic in terms of its general plot. It's fucking atrocious to look at. Lighting's horrible. The acting's fucking dog shit for basically everybody as well. There's very little going for this film, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The poster stinks too.
Also, another thing that they fuck up from the book is that, like, he mentions when they go down, oh, make sure you're looking at the compass backwards because south will be north and north will be south. That only happens in the book after they get hit by a lightning storm that reverses the magnetism on their compass. Since those guys never got hit by the lightning storm, their compasses would still be working properly. You fucking dumbasses. Read the book.
Technically, they did get hit by the lightning storm, though.
There was no lightning in it.
There was at the beginning.
Well, they didn't get struck by lightning.
They would have been dead if they got struck by lightning.
Well, fucking no.
Okay. Anyway.
I mean, their raft got struck. You know, so the lightning has to touch the fucking compass to reverse the magnetism. I was gonna say, regardless,
he said the poles were reversed in the center of the Earth, so this logic...
But they're not in the book.
Yes, I know. Anyway.
So, Dylan, what are you gonna be ranking this one here?
Unfortunately, this is another guilty watch for me, so this ranking is going to be bizarre and off-putting for you guys. I'm hoping it's not as high as you guys think it will be.
It better not be anything higher than a C, you son of a bitch.
Let's hear it. Just tell us, dude.
It's my lowest ranking of the week.
That's good.
I gave it a B-.
Okay.
Can't wait to hear you move it down 6 months from now.
I don't think I will.
Well, I'm giving it a D-. How about you guys?
I give it a
Sounds
flat
about
D.
right.
I gave it a D+.
Whoa!
We're all across the D's.
Except me.
D's and B's, and it lands at a D+ overall.
Holy
Let's
shit.
go. Yeah, I foresaw this when that's why I wanted to get all my shit out of the way. Like I said, I think this movie's just fun to watch. I don't enjoy anything in particular about it.
It's not a very good movie, but, it gets the job done at the end of the day.
It's a ringing endorsement, dude.
Listen, dude, I already said. Guilty.
Is it time to pick some new movies this week?
I suppose so, man. I suppose so. Well, Tanner, it's Kung June, bro. So what fuck are you picking next?
I decided for the second week of Kung June, I'm going to be picking a movie that I have heard the name a bajillion times, and I'm sure it gets referenced the ever-loving fuck out of, but I've never seen and literally don't know anything about.
Kung Fu Panda.
No, I've seen that one. I am picking... I'm forgetting the title. Hold on, Nico, you go.
All right, well, while Tanner's doing that, we're getting to summertime, boys. You know what that means?
Summertime lovin'.
Exactly, dude. We're going to go down to the beach. We're going to do some beachy things. And by that, I mean, we're finally going to be picking this movie that I've been waiting on for so long now. We're going to be watching Summer Wars.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say Hostel. God damn it.
I thought he was going to say the regular show movie.
Does Jackson hate this movie or love this movie? I can't remember.
He doesn't really care for it one way or another.
Yeah, I don't have either of those opinions, Dylan.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't like it in terms of general Mamoru Hosoda stuff, but I don't think it's bad.
All I remember is we watched another movie, and this movie came up.
I literally don't know anything about this fucking film. Okay, I looked it up. I was afraid I was gonna fuck up which animal was which, but I am choosing the 2000 film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Holy shit.
That's not another Jackie Chan movie.
No.
I'm thinking of something
This
else.
is a Chow Yun-Fat movie.
That would be funny if it wasn't a Jackie Chan film. And our Patreon pick this week is the 2022 film Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, as requested by Gant2611. Thank you for the Patreon request.
Thank you, Netta.
Gant. It's gonna be quite the week here, boys. And if you, too, would like to pick out a Patreon movie, then Dylan's gonna tell you all about how you can do that.
Alright, guys. If you subscribe to our Patreon for just $1 a month, you get 500 slime coins. And Jackson would love that. He would love to gift you 500 slime coins. Oh, so much. You also get access to our pre-guap, the pre-show we do before every episode. You get early access to the episodes whenever they get posted. You get access to our Discord, where you can suggest topics. You can talk to us in the chat, particularly Nico. He's a little bit of a lonely guy. And you get to request movies, just like Netta Gant did. And you get your name read out at the end of every episode, just like Slayed by Jay, Blake, Netagant, Kyler Nikolai, Uranium-Infused Motor Skills, Top Ramen Man, Joshua Bean, Schmegma Smoothie, Tutbot, Lucas Ledette, Hunter, and Jacob Edwards. Thank you all so much for contributing.
We love you guys so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.